we have clients that sell on all sorts of platforms: Shopify, eBay, Amazon, their own websites. There's a ton of different platforms out there. And I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to that are months behind on sales tax, even years behind on sales tax, like the case that we were talking about earlier. What kind of trouble can you get into for not filing sales tax?
Yep. So there's a lot of things that can happen. First off, I would say right now in this area, the risk of discovery for economic nexus is likely not high. And that's simply because a lot of our clients in particular are selling to individuals. A lot of the ways that a state can get you is if they audit a business and they see, oh, well, what's this purchase? You didn't accrue use tax, you didn't pay use tax on it, and you definitely didn't pay sales tax. So, that gives a red flag to the state that says, maybe we should audit this company who sold it to them, because I guarantee you they're not following the rules either. So that's one way that they can get you. Another way is there are reporting requirements for certain financial institutions to state taxing authorities and to state governments. So that's a little less likely, but that's another way they could get you. As far as what trouble, so obviously this is all subject to audit lottery risk. And what I mean by that is if you have an obligation and you don't comply, I mean, that's fine. But if a state catches you, what's going to happen is they're going to this is usually how it happens. They send you a nexus questionnaire, or they send you a letter in the mail and it's going to have all these different activities, and you're going to have to check the yes or the no box. Did you have an agent in the state? Yes or no? Do you have employees in the state? Yes or no? Do you make sales of tangible personal property into the state? Yes or no? Usually that nexus questionnaire, if you have nexus, is going to reveal that you have nexus. The next step in this process is a state auditor will reach out to you and they will say, from this point in time, give us your transaction detail. And so what's going to end up happening is they're going to say, okay, well, you established nexus on January 1st, 2020. It is now April 14th, 2022. You didn't collect sales tax and you filed no sales tax returns. So what we're going to do is we're going to calculate your sales tax for you. They might do that, or they might tell you to file your returns, which is worse than actually just having them tell you what you owe, but some states do that. And so what's going to happen is you're going to have a tax balance due because you didn't collect sales tax. So let's say you had $1 million worth of sales in that period, and it's a 6% sales tax rate. That's $60,000. And so you're going to pay the 60 grand. You're going to owe that for tax. And then what they're going to say is, well, you filed late, so we're going to give you a late filing penalty. And we're also going to tack on a late payment penalty because you didn't make the payment in time. Oh yeah, and here's some interest to go on top of that. Generally speaking, those three components, the two penalties and the interest, a good roundabout number to use is 30%. It can be higher, it can be lower. It depends on the state. But generally speaking, if you owe $100,000 of tax, you can expect to pay another $30,000 in interest and penalties. The other thing this does is it gets you on the frequent flyer program with the auditors because you didn't comply. Did you know you needed to? They don't know, they don't care, but they see that amount of money they're getting from you because you weren't complying, and you're going to be on their high list to check every other year or so. So the trouble that can happen is that one, you get caught, and two, you end up paying in 30-40% more than you were going to have to anyway. And these are amounts that should have been collected from your customer in the first place. So you shouldn't have paid anything. So I would say, as far as trouble goes, it's just a matter of, are you okay with paying this amount if you get questioned by the state?
Gotta love taxes, right?
Gotta love it.